People are using AI to talk to God. This is from a BBC News article. In India and around the world, worshippers are turning to purpose-built AI for religious worship and spiritual guidance. What happens when the machines become our new spiritual middlemen? Faced with the question and challenges of modern life, VJ Meal, a 25-year-old student who lives in Rajasthan, India, turns to God. In the past, he consulted spiritual leaders, and more recently, he asked Gita GPT. Gita GPT is an artificial intelligence AI chatbot trained on the Bhagavad Gita, the holy book of 700 verses of dialogue with the Hindu god Krishna. Gita GPT looks like any text conversation you'd have with a friend, except the AI tells you you're texting with a god. When I couldn't clear my banking exams, I was dejected, Neil says. But after stumbling on Gita GPT, he typed it in details about his inner crisis and asked for the AI's advice. Focus on your actions and let go of the worry for its fruit, Gita GPT said. This, along with other guidance, left me feeling inspired. It wasn't saying I was it wasn't a saying I was unaware of, but at that point I needed someone to reiterate to me, he says. This reflection helped me revamp my thoughts and stop preparing all over again. Since then, Gita GPT has become something like a friend that he chats with once or twice a week. These robotic deities talk and move. It's a bit uncanny from what I have seen, honestly, but for many it's a god. They do puja, they receive darshan and holy waters. If they at the beginning, you would have listened to me reading it. You said something along the lines of, in Hinduism, they like to have physical representations of their god, like you see in idols or pictures or whatever. And then now this is apparently the new modern version. For me, as Muslims, we reject any idea of an idol or a representation of God in a physical or picture sense or anything like that. But I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to say if they're gonna keep doing that, then what makes God God then to them? Because first you have your belief of God, whatever that is. Then you say you can have representations of God in idols, and you've seen the problems with those in terms of if God is X, Y, Z, your idols are not those things, but you still see them as some sort of God or representation of Him. But now, if you have ChatGPT or Gita GPT or whatever, any other chatbot being God, firstly, God can be switched off, internet goes, or technology goes away, or stuff like this. But then also, if people are thinking they are talking to God from something that has been programmed, then it can easily make mistakes. Like we've seen, even basic questions and answers, it makes mistakes, whether it's ChatGPT, Grok, or any of these other ones. And any AI, to be honest, it can make mistakes. It's been programmed by someone and it can make mistakes. So if this Gita GPT makes a mistake, then is your God making a mistake now? If people are saying it's their God, it's like a God now. Like, at what point do you say this is a red line and you don't cross it? Like, there's a way to embrace like technology and these things, and you can use it for good things to learn about the religion and learn about pretty much anything and stuff like this. And we've seen Muslims, Christians, and others using stuff like this to help them learn things and get questions answered. But something where now you're saying it's like texting God and you get water or whatever from holy waters or whatever from it, then at what point do you say now this isn't religion, this is your new pseudo idea of religion? Because when did technology become God? When did technology give you the exact same things that you're supposed to get from God? And I guess this is something unique, I'd say, to Hinduism, because I haven't seen any other religion as far as I'm aware. I've seen AI chatbots and people using AI in Christianity, in Judaism, in Islam, in Sikhism, but they haven't said that they're speaking to God or is like speaking to God. Now, if someone is saying, and of course, this doesn't represent all of Hinduism and all Hindus, but it's interesting to see that people who are okay with making their own representations of God physically, now they are going to the next part of now we are actually speaking to God, and not in the sense of someone feels like they're speaking to God or God has spoken to them, but no, because we're interacting with the technology that's been programmed by humans that can make mistakes, we are speaking to God using this. And I'd like to know whether this individual or anybody else who uses it, and if they've got any mistakes, and when they've got mistakes, now do they say that God has made these mistakes because they're allegedly speaking to God?